let's build a kit from scratch. I'm gonna take you to the store. I'm gonna buy the products with you. They're gonna be like staple products that I know aren't gonna go away. And we're gonna build a makeup kit and then do a bunch of looks with it. Genius. Okay, so let me tell you what I've already done on my face. I've cleaned my face, put a toner on, put on a moisturizer, and put on sunscreen. I've let that sit in my face for a while. You're gonna want your sunscreen to set on your face for at least 10 to 15 minutes before you go in. Otherwise, things are gonna mix together and it's gonna be a nightmare. Let's grab the primer. I'm gonna use my fingers. My hands are nice and clean. I'm gonna do 2 pumps like that, and I'm gonna warm it up in my fingers just like this. You don't want to just like squirt it onto your face. I know the Instagram people do it because it's aesthetic, it looks nice. You're gonna want to warm this up and then you're gonna start patting it into your face like this. I'm not rubbing, I am literally like patting and kind of squishing it around because this is the primer that you're gonna want everything to stick to. So you just squish it on. That is why you'll see like a lot of people do the primer and then kind of like pat it in just like that. And then that's all for the primer. This is gonna last you a good long time. Also why I recommended this. This has a lot of product. This will last you quite a while. I'm just gonna chill out for a minute. See how it's got a little bit of pull when I touch it? That's what you're looking for. You really want it to grab on to things. We can go into our foundation. I like to decant a little bit on the back of my hand. You're gonna want to warm it up first, and that doesn't mean like physically like get it hotter like the lighter with the eyeliner thing. If you don't know what that is, a lot of the pencil eyeliner that we had access to, you would have to like use a lighter. Okay, I'm old. Back in like 2008, they had really crappy makeup available. Like it was either MAC crappy makeup or drugstore crappy makeup, like e.l.f. But e.l.f. before the glow up, and you had to like burn it so that it would get pliable enough to go on your face. It was so hard. So that's what I'm talking about there. A little makeup history. This comes out fast, by the way. You grab a little bit like that on your sponge and you really work the product on your hand before you go into your face. That's warming it up. So then I always I tap. So you want to tap on the foundation just like that. It's going to come in little layers. Most foundation, especially now, are buildable coverage, which means you can put on a layer, and the formula has ingredients or emulsifiers in it that make it so when you're done with this layer and you look at it, once it's dry, you can then take a little bit more product and put it on, and it won't disrupt what you've already put on your face. This might take the longest amount of time in your routine, but really just take your time on this. I know you might not have enough in the morning. It gets crazy. What I like to think of foundation as is my primer. This is really just giving me a blank space. If I'm making a painting or painting my house, I'm gonna prime my walls with the primer coat. That's what I think of foundation as. It's going to be your first layer, and it really is gonna white out and blank out your entire canvas. You always wanna close your bottles after you open them. The makeup does something called oxidizing. So when it's exposed to oxygen, so to air, it's meant to dry on your face. It's meant to react with oxygen and dry down. on your face so that you can keep wearing it and it's not sticky and sliding around all day. So that's why foundation oxidizes. So if you leave your bottle open, that tip, like this entire section, is going to start oxidizing. This in here is going to start oxidizing, and a layer in there is going to start oxidizing, and it could lead to chunky foundation over time if you just leave it open all the time. That's again why I really like pumps. I think pumps are better. They're a little bit more sanitary, and they don't let any of the product in the bottle go bad by oxidizing. But we can do our part by shutting the lid. Just make sure everything is nice and even. I'm gonna do one more little dip with the remaining and go down my neck. I never wanna stop right here and provide one of those nasty necklines. I always wanna bring it down my chest, and you just blend it down. Just like that. See, now you are foundationed up. If you're finding that you have patches, if you have texture, that's just all skincare. You just need to address that with fixing your skincare. I'm gonna grab my concealer. So it comes out and there's a bunch of product on the doe foot. This is called a doe foot applicator. And I'm gonna wipe that off on the inside. I don't want to slather on a ton of concealer. This is how you can end up looking cakey, or it can accentuate bags and wrinkles. So you just, a little goes a long way with concealer. So I'm just gonna dot that right there. Dot that right there. I'm not here to do fancy Instagram tricks. I'm really here to teach you exactly how you can put on makeup every single day to have the most flawless application. So I know that I get redness right here really bad. I don't know when that happened, but I know I'm gonna need a little extra. You can go around, see if you have any blemishes you'd like to cover, but I'm really just interested in getting the highlight on where I need to highlight my face. You want a little bit there. These are the places you can highlight, pick and choose. I'm just showing you all of the places highlighter can be applied. I'm gonna grab my beauty sponge. You just take the end, the little tippy guy, and you just start really slowly blending that into your skin. And I'm gonna get that all on the base of my eyelid, which is gonna be my eyeshadow primer. And that is blended. See how it really adds a lot of brightness to those areas? You're gonna think to yourself at this moment, I look crazy. I look insane. This is not my color. This is not how makeup should look. I've seen people do makeup. It doesn't look like this. Well, first of all, don't believe everything you see on the internet, because all of it is edited. Coming from someone who knows. It's all really edited. They add filters, they add a lot of smoothing, they add a lot of different things, saturation, everything, to make the videos look flawless from beginning to end. However, makeup is a trust the process kind of situation. And I look like this and I have never really worn makeup, I'm gonna look at myself and I'm gonna be like, I look like a ghost, I look crazy, this is stupid, I can't do this, and I'm gonna wipe it off. We are literally laying down a foundation and blocking out all of the things. Now we're gonna go in and we are going to set everything that we just put on. We don't want this slipping and sliding all over the place and moving all over. There are two places I like to use a sponge on, and the rest I like to use a brush. So I take the same side I was doing concealer with and I just get a little bit of product on there. I'm gonna turn it around where I put foundation on, and I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna put my face down to look in the mirror, press out all the creases, immediately flip over and set that so that there aren't more creases that I am setting into my face. I'm gonna take that same thing down the side of my nose and really set the side of my nose. That is a place I know gets just wiped out from me touching. So I add a little extra protection. If you aren't a nose toucher, don't worry about it. But I like to set this because that's where I get redness like crazy. Again, on the other side, just grab a little bit, flip it over, get all those creases out, and set. Now, I do have one pretty prominent line under my eyes. I know that that's not going to go anywhere. So if you do have wrinkles under your eyes, don't think that you're doing anything wrong. You're doing everything fine. You have wrinkles and they're beautiful, and that's life. We get wrinkles. All right, those are the two places that I will use the sponge. The last place I'm going to use my sponge is on top of my eyelid. It's created a nice base for my eyeshadow, but I want to set it so that I don't get any creasing. Again, flip it over and then set it right away. We're done with the sponge as far as the translucent powder goes. I'm gonna use my concealer blending brush. This is the Flawless Concealer Brush from e.l.f. I'm gonna grab the powder a little bit, tap it off, and I'm just going to lightly dot. I don't want to start rubbing in circles right now because that could really disrupt the liquids that I've put on and cause them to streak or cause issues. So I'm just taking this like I am dabbing it on. I don't want to rub anything at this moment. I'm gonna take my fluffy brush. This is the Universal Blending Brush. I'm gonna grab a little bit, pop it off, and really just go in and set everywhere. Again, dotting, not rubbing. I don't want to rub any of the work that I've done off. All right, we're gonna go in with our bronzer. This is the Butter Bronzer. You're gonna just take a little bit on your brush. We always tap off excess, always. I like to use my ear as like where I am, so you just dot it like that and then leave it alone. Don't touch it. Do that, dot it, leave it alone. Your nose contour could be anything. There are a million ways to contour your nose. I like to hit mine under and just hit the sides and then really kind of get off as much product as I can and bring it up. Don't worry if you feel like you look crazy right now. You do. Trust the process, babes. Trust the process. Then we're gonna get right under here. Right under. Then you're gonna go back into your ultimate blending. It has translucent powder on, that's fine. It's translucent, it doesn't matter. You're gonna grab your bronzer, tap it off, and you're gonna now blend that up from that line. So do you see how it was a line and now it's up? There are two parts to this, don't worry. Go under your nose, really blend that in. I'm using the lightest pressure. I am using the littlest amount of product. I just want to get things on my face. I'm gonna go up in my temples. This depends on your face shape, but I have a bigger forehead, so I go from my temple up into my hairline. Little powder, temple to the hairline. And then I'm gonna blend this. Not too much, I'm still staying on that line pretty well. All right, now, here's the big part. Take off as much of that powder as you can. Like, get it back to hopefully mostly nothing. Then you're gonna take that and you're gonna blend all the contour away. Get it all blended in. All of this is about putting down a little product and blending. That's how you're gonna get the best, most natural look. There you go, you're contoured. It looks nice, sun-kissed, not too crazy, but look, I have got that depth back into my face. I don't look like a white ghost anymore. And I've gotten a lot of color back in. Now, last step on the face, we're gonna add our blush. You're gonna use the Ultimate Blending. Grab a tiny bit of powder. I have to be very careful. I'm gonna do this on the back of my hand, but you can probably just grab it from the thing. And then you're just gonna start right in the apple of your face and go up to your temple. Add a little bit at a time and just really dot it in. Just adding the color back in. I know this is 2024 and I know the girlies love a cute blush nose. So just grab a tiny bit, go under and right on the sides. The biggest tip I have, grab your beauty sponge. This is called our magic eraser. You're just gonna boop, boopy doop, right along. Take what powder you already had and just right on top. It really helps perfect what you've put down and blend it in. I'm not adding any product. I'm just using what's already there. And you have a beautiful base. Love it. My favorite part, eyeshadow. Grab your smoky palette and your fluffy blending brush. This is my favorite one. And I always start with this one. So with my fluffy blending brush, I'm gonna grab my transition shade. So it's this color in this palette for my skin tone. I'm gonna really saturate that brush and buff it off. I'm gonna make sure that there are no creases in my eye, because if you just start adding powder, it's just gonna be a creasy mess and there's no fixing it. You'll have to take it off. There are two different motions that we use in a blending situation. There are circular motions like this, where you're just doing tiny little circles. And there are windshield wipers like this, where you're going back and forth. So between those two, to start, I'm gonna start with circular motions right on my crease. So if you look down and you're looking at a mirror, your crease is this right here. It looks different on everybody, but around this area of your eye is where we're gonna start. So I'm gonna start patting down the product so little, such light taps, such a small amount at a time, and you can go back in, grab a little more, and build it. Now that I've tapped that on where I want it, I'm gonna do tiny little circles and build up the blend right where I want the darkest moment of my crease to be. Then I'm gonna grab a teeny bit, top it off, pat it down right here. Now I'm gonna start windshield wipers. I am using the lightest amount of pressure. I'm also holding my brush right here at the end. You do not want this to be dark. You don't want to be heavy-handed with this. You want this to be a nice, natural building process. And I'm just doing circles at the corner, windshield wipers across. And I'm literally just looking at it and blending it as I see where it needs to be blended. It's gonna look just like that. Super natural, very understated. It's like part of my eye. Again, on the other side. I have a relationship problem with these eyes. They never want to look the same. So if you're having that problem, we all do. All right, and then windshield wiper across. Circles over here. You can see I'm not adding a ton of product. Like, I'm really not here to like build up and pack on as much powder as possible. I take the gentle, like less is more approach, and I think it's so much easier to add more than to be like, crap, I added too much and then have to take away, you know? So now I'm just gonna go back and forth, adding product as needed. I just really want to make this a blown out crease as much as possible. And I'm gonna go into my darker brown right here. Shadow C brush, We're gonna start building a little smoky eye. So I start at my pupil. So I can see my pupils right here. I'm gonna start there. And I'm just gonna tap it on along my eyelid. I'm gonna start building right at the corner and just make a little triangle right there. A tiny bit more. And I am not using windshield or anything. I'm literally just pressing it in. Just like that. And now you have a little bit of that corner. Boop, boop, boop. And again on the other side. Just like that. A little goes a long way. You want to make it really nice and easy. And you want to just build coverage as you go. Wipe all of that off that you can and just take it and flick up. Just pulling from the corner and flicking it up onto my crease, just like that. I'm gonna grab my small angled brush and I'm gonna grab my black shade, just touch of black. Black goes a long way and it gets everywhere, so just be careful that you're tapping it off, because if you put it on and there's too much on the brush, it can make what's called fallout, where little specks of powder get all over your face, and then when you go to brush them away, they streak. It's terrible. We don't love fallout, boy. You see what I did there? My lips are crusty. I feel like I need to remedy that. So we take the black and we're just gonna go right on this line. So from your waterline up, and you're gonna do the smallest little wing, just like that. Just a line, not even a wing. Don't be intimidated. And then you're gonna drag it to the middle of your pupil, back and forth like that. Use the bigger side, really kind of smudge it out. Not crazy, not a big moment, just very subtle. You're gonna do the same thing over here. Okay, just like that. You have two little wings. They're pretty defined, but they're there. Then you're gonna take your blending brush. This is the small skinny guy, and you're gonna go into top notch. You're gonna blend out the top, and this is gonna start blending away that color and coming back into your color. So you want it to blend from dark, medium, light. So you're gonna start windshield wiper along the crease line up here, just like that. And I'm just really scrubbing that in there. And then I'm gonna take this again. I'm not adding any more powder. I'm gonna go under. Really blending away any excess and making that look really smooth under. See? So nice. Okay, wipe off as much of that product as you can. And I'm gonna go into Pure. Thankfully, these are synthetic brushes. They don't hold on to product too much. And we're gonna do that all the way up at the brow and just blend everything into filth. This is gonna just create such a beautiful ombre. It's gonna look so natural, like I just woke up like this. Okay, once we have that all blended into the brow bone, I'm gonna take Pure again and I'm gonna blend it onto the lid and into this moment right there. Just really blend that all out. Do you see how soft and subtle that looks? Soft and stunning. Okay, wipe off that as much as possible. You really don't want anything on your brush when you go onto the other eye. You don't want any of this that has transferred to the other side when you do this, because you're going again into the lid and blending that on everywhere, just like that. Just gonna go in and fix my black. Also, if you have to go back and fix anything, just like I just did to make my wings look the same on both sides, don't feel like you're ruining anything or like messing up the process by needing to go back and changing something or redoing something or going over something again. That's literally makeup artistry. We're fixing it the whole time we're going so that it's perfect the whole time. All right, so you could stop right here if you like it. If you like this nice natural look, no shimmer, this is a perfect matte look. However, I'm a sparkly hoe, so I'm gonna go back into my smoky and I'm gonna grab the bling shade right here on my middle finger of this side of my face, and I'm just gonna pat, 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 pat. I'm using the smallest amount of pressure. I'm literally doing tiny taps, and I am just gonna bring that on from the inner corner to just the middle. It's the most subtle little shimmer. It's so gorgeous. I'm gonna grab again on this finger. You wanna correlate the side with the eye. Otherwise you can mess up the angle easier. And I feel like this is the biggest hack I have to making your eyes match with shimmer. Again, just little tiny pats. Throw it on. And it's just this subtle shimmer, very gorgeous. You can add glitter if you want, you can add more color, but I just think the little bit of shimmer adds so much to the look. And you guys are done with your eye. You've created a beautiful smoky eye. All right, I like to take my brushes that I've used, especially synthetic brushes are so easy to just wipe off. So I wipe them off on a paper towel, a diaper wipe, anything. Just get as much, especially that black, get it off the brush before you put it back in your kit, and then it'll keep your kit super nice and not like that yucky mess. We're doing lashes and eyebrows. I'm gonna start with lashes. Wipe off the applicator as much as you can on the tip. That gets messy and it gets all over the place. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of mascara. I love this one because it grips on to everything. It doesn't take that long to apply, and I do a little shake to kind of get it to coat the entire lash. And then under, you do little shakes. You want to be super careful under because that can mess up your entire look in like 2 seconds if you just go. I've done it. Wipe it off. Let's go in for round 2. Well, not round 2, but second eye. Wiggles. Just like that, we have mascara. Your eye look looks complete and it looks beautiful. Also, if you guys want more of these really in-depth videos, please let me know below. I really want to transition to this because I feel like a lot of people need more help going deep down into like how to do makeup, and there's not a lot of that. Grab our eyebrow pencil and smooth out the brows. I'm growing mine out right now, so they look terrible. I start at the corner and I just do little lines and I try to define where I want the bottom of my brow to be. Is that the real bottom of my brow? Not at the moment. Is it what I want it? Yes. I'm growing it out. It's for the gram. Okay, and then I do where I want the top to be. Growing your eyebrows out is probably the 6th layer of hell. The 7th layer of hell is like knocking the bridge of your nose every time you do mascara. So then I just fill it in very, very gently until it's a brow shape that I can live with at the moment while my brows are growing out. Then at the corner, I draw a little line, a couple lines up to make it look like real brows, just like that. That's all it is for a brow. That's all you need to do to make a brow look good, okay? Don't beat yourself up. Brows are hard. These brows are like the hardest thing that you have to do. So don't beat yourself up. You want it to be at the same length. But they're sisters, not twins, guys, so don't get too crazy. It's okay. If you're doing natural brows like this, not many people will know or care. They'll just be like, oh, you have eyebrows on your face. That's probably my number one tip about doing your own makeup is no one expects you to be a makeup artist. No one expects people to walk around with Instagram level makeup all day, every day. I don't even wear makeup every day, like at all. I feel like a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves to be perfect and to do the trends and to do blah 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 and to have the best things. That's why I really wanted to start this series where I build a kit for you, tell you how much it is, tell you everything to get, and then we can do so many looks just on this kit. So I'm going to start a playlist of all the looks that I will do just from this kit. You don't need all of the equipment, you don't need 100 brushes, you don't need a billion products. You can make so many looks and do so much from just this. So that's what I really wanted to share with you guys. I want you to feel confident and I want you to feel like, man, I got so much value out of what I just got. You know, because sometimes you're like, oh, I just got the best thing that everyone recommended and now no one's talking about it anymore. How do I still use this? I don't even know how to use this. So that's what we're doing here. We're learning how to use it. Second to last step, I'm gonna grab my lip. Make sure you don't have any lip gloss. Try to get off any dead skin. Really just get in there. We're gonna grab our stuff. And this is how I like to apply. I cannot talk to you while I'm doing this, but here's how I like to apply. Start in the middle, go from the side down, other side down, do another swipe. So pretty. And then I start in the middle and I make a cupid's bow. Make a cupid's bow. Pull up. Pull up. Just like that. You can overline as little or as much as you want, and then put this bad guy on. I know some of you don't want gloss, it'll wear off. This is what sets this lip. It changes it, I swear. And then it's perfect. It stays forever. Last step, we gotta make it last with Milani. And so you're gonna just close your eyes and spritz everywhere. Now you can spray as much or as little as you want with your Milani. That's about how much I like to spray. All right, and then you are ready to take on the day. So I really hope that you guys found this super helpful, educational, and this is gonna be our Walmart kit. So if you guys want to join me on a lot more makeup tutorials with this bad boy, I'm gonna make so many looks with her. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you so much. Please subscribe, please like, and comment below what your favorite drugstore is to shop at so that I know where to get my next kit from.